Hello, my name is Chelsea Brown. I am an author and an heirloom hunter. Basically what I do is I find lost family heirlooms and I return those items to their rightful families using genealogy. So I picked this up 2 weeks ago and I can tell by the photo, the decor, and the clothing that this was probably taken between 1910 and 1920. And then there are names on the back. So I can show you how I would research this family. So growing up with a dad as a genealogist, I know certain things about ancestry that other people don't. So for example, there is this myth that when you see items at the flea market, they're just thrown away, right? And that is so not the case. That is a definite myth. These items end up at the flea market and the thrift stores because of family drama, 95% of the time. An example of this is when a family member gets access to an estate and instead of giving the items to the rest of the family out of spite, they sell everything off. Also, a lot of things got lost after World War II because a lot of Americans moved. So things got lost in translation, things got left behind, things got lost during moves. So there are items that have been circulating for years. And it does say something that not one person has ever rejected an item that I wanted to return. But I really do feel deep in my soul that these items should not be out on the market, we should not be profiting off of these items, and that they should go back to their rightful families. So this is Grubbs, this is Margaret Shirley. So I assume her name is Margaret Shirley Grubbs. So I put in Margaret Shirley and Grubbs. And then this is the first result that pops up. And I can clearly tell here this has to be the right person because it shows that her brother is Jack Kenneth. And here it says Jack Kenneth. So when you click on this, it shows what year she was born, where she lived, when she died, where she's buried, and her parents, who her husband was. So from there, this is a really good starting point to find any public family trees. I can look more into if they had children, and now I have records in front of me that show who this family is. I've returned everything from photo albums to photos, portraits, diaries, jewelry, letters. I mean, I have to say, my favorite items that I return have to be the love letters because they tell you not just about the person, but they tell you about the couple, they tell you about the family, and I really think the research behind the love letter is really interesting to me because I always want to find out, was this couple married? Did they marry if they weren't married? What happened to this couple? I especially love the love letters from World War I and World War II. Those are really interesting. Love letters just tell you something about the people in the family that, again, no record ever could. So those are really interesting to me. Dear Chelsea, I found this small album about a year ago after a good friend of mine passed away. I was put in charge of emptying her house. The album was in a front pocket of an old suitcase I found in the back of a closet. I knew that these pictures were not of her family members because I know her family. So I haven't researched this family yet. Another reason that I connect with this is because heirlooms and artifacts can tell you things about a person and a family that no record ever could. For example, a letter can tell you about someone's emotions, someone's feelings, someone's love, someone's hate, someone's heartbreak. And a census record can't tell you those things, so these artifacts are really important. This was published in 1923. And then it belonged to whoever this is in 1929. Genealogists or researchers are not the only people that can do this. You could do this too. Go to your local flea market, pick up a postcard, preferably a postcard before 1940, and just sign up for an online database like myheritage.com, put in their name, and it'll be amazing what you can find. You might even find public family trees with this person's information on it. You can find their story, you can find their records, you can find out what happened to them, what they did in their life. I mean, it's really fascinating. And then from there, reaching out to owners of public family trees and trying to find a descendant or close family member to give that item back to.